think in this, obviously, we did a reaction to the story that they showed about the prologue.
Yeah.
About how the stuff you're gonna encounter, the stuff what am I call it? Now I think before we saw it as a cutscene, but now you actually get to see it gameplay wise, how you're going through. It's gonna be guns blazing, and they kind of dived into more of the world and what's gonna happen. So I think they told us, which I'm just so happy about. There's an anime coming to Netflix called Edge Runners.
Yeah, looks just from the way they explained it, it sounds like it's gonna be mad. Like obviously, I'm not bang up deep into anime, but at the same time, when you can give me anime that links to another universe, I'm in for that because I'm all about like the world building. Like so, if there was like Avengers animes, I'll watch that stuff because it plays a part in the bigger universe that I'm already invested in. So I'm excited. I'm excited about that.
So yeah, I'm kind of glad that they're like world building already, and this game hasn't even dropped. I think it's dropping like 2022, and like you're saying, like Matrix has done it. I think Batman that's got like an anime. Is it Gotham Knights or something?
Gotham Knights. It's got better animes.
That's it. So so from what they're just doing already, like the game's not even out, and they're world building, saying that there's other things that they've got to show us, like the length of this game. Not even just the game, just the lore of it itself. It's going to be crazy, and I just think that it's got a lot of longevity to it. If you're just like a person in the world that you could just alternate yourself. Is it alternate carbon? Does the same thing.
Alternate carbon, yeah, it jumps from skin to skin. That's
it. So,
I think one of the good things about CD Projekt Red and what they're doing is they are planning so far ahead with this game, like for the longevity of it. So it's like imagine you're playing Cyberpunk when it comes out. A year later, the anime comes out. That's gonna reinvigorate whatever ended. Like let's say you've stopped playing after 6 months. But then you're watching it and you're like, oh, right, why don't I start a new character? Why don't I make a character? That, bruv, people are going to be doing so much with their game and the world is going to be so much bigger. It's crazy, fam. One thing I've been really thinking about, the more I watch footage of Cyberpunk is a multiplayer, bruv. Because I feel like, bro, if they had a multiplayer in this shit, it would be crazy. Crazy. And my position on Cyberpunk is forever changing because I really want a third-person option. Excuse me. I really want a third-person option, but the more I see the gameplay of the one-player gameplay, it's sucking me more into the universe, bruv. Just the whole, you can have different augmentations that makes your player so different from everyone else, and how does that really affect the world, bruv? Like, do you know what I'm saying? How does that really affect my story playthrough? Like, are our endings gonna be the same regardless of everything I do, or are they always gonna be different, bruv? Or is something pivotal that happens to me, like, how deep does this rabbit hole go?
Exactly.
And that's what's trying to drag me in. It's got my curiosity when it comes to Cyberpunk. So, bro, it's interesting, fam.
Yeah. That's what, like, I'm just glad that even though they keep saying this is just the first couple of hours of the game, I'm like you're saying, if this is the first couple of hours of the game, how vast can the game be? Because they introduced us into the whole brain dance thing.
Yeah.
Obviously, like we've seen that in other games like Watch Dogs,
Batman Arkham Knight, Detroit. Like, if you don't know, brain dance is their version, is Cyberpunk's version of
like a
detective mode. So that's what we're talking about. But yeah, bro, the thing about the brain dance thing that I'm really interested to know is there more than one way to solve the mysteries?
That's what I hope. Because if the Detroit can do it, like you're saying, if you go around into a crime investigation room and you do miss an important part of the the investigation, evidence even, that could then falter you into more of your investigation into the thing. Like even at the end, spoilers by the way, at the end of the game when you got all your evidence together.
It's not to spoil the whole of Detroit.
I'm trying to tread lightly because the game is too legit. Like, if you haven't played Detroit, I don't know what you're doing, man. Go play Detroit. It's a legit game. But, yeah, so you get all your evidence together. And then there's times where you've missed pieces.
Yeah.
That can really change the end of the story for you.
Yeah.
And then even then, like you're saying, like in Detroit, imagine that happens to you. So I only got 4 pieces. I'm like, this is what happened to me. And you say, I got all 8 pieces. This is what, you're like...
Where were the other 4 pieces firstly?
Exactly.
And do you know what's mad about Detroit? Yeah, obviously we're going off on one, but I feel like with Detroit, I thought that was super sick in that anything you do or don't do directly impacts the next thing that happens. Like the first stage where like you've got to talk this guy off of jumping off of a ledge or something. Like, if you find something that gives you information that, oh, he's a family man, that then gives you another narrative to spin on him when you're talking to him and he's about to jump off the cliff. You can then say, you've got a family, think about this, as opposed to not having that line and then you're just out there like, why would you want to do this? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, bruv, do you know how,
everything?
Bruv, it's... Do you know what I'm saying? So this is what I'm saying. Linking that back to Cyberpunk, I hope when you go into this detective mode, there's bare angles. There's bare angles. Like, maybe there's a minimum of like, okay, there's always 5 things minimum that you can find to uncover the investigation, innit? So
but the more you get, would help you. Can you imagine like you going to brain dance here, and like you're saying, there's a thing that went down, like a drug deal that went down. So you saw X, Y, and Z. You go down to drug deals, like, oh, but I know you're the guys that carrying X. Like, but imagine then on the other side where someone didn't know they were carrying the stuff.
And they didn't know what to... Yeah.
And then that man stuck in between a rock and a hard place. It's like, oh, so how did you find out about... Like, those kind of this stuff. And then imagine now you're with your friends saying, oh, well, when I got into that drug deal, I know they were saying dicks, so I had, like, some kind of leverage against them. So I could go to the police, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, oh, for me, I had to shoot out because...
Yeah, I didn't know I had to kill all of them, take the money and the drugs.
That's it. So so they were saying that there's always like multiple parts in the game. So hopefully with brain dances, it's not like you're saying like you have to show everything. You can't miss any pieces because then that for me, like for me, it has to be down to the player. Like a lot of it has to be down to the player, but I hope the story is legit like that as well.
Thanks.
And what else did they show in Cyberpunk? There was the other thing. I forgot what
They showed the anime, they showed the gameplay, they showed brain dance. I feel like that was most of it. They showed a new trailer as well. That was cool. I mean, obviously our trailer reactions up there. So it's calm, man. But yeah, man. Cyberpunk, bruv, I'm still 50-50. I'm glad they pushed it back to give me more time to think about it. But yeah, man, who knows, bruv? Who knows? But you're day 130 sold.
For me, like I just love the world that they're building with the whole. Like I've played, like you're saying, other Cyberpunk type games, and with this game, I just like the whole branch of narratives that you can go with. Even at the beginning as well. I just love the world, the graphics, the characters already, and just everything that's involved. They even showed us now, even outside the city. That's what I was going to say. Even outside the city. Yeah. And then they're saying there's even a group out there and a whole other storyline. I'm like, so like you're saying, how big or how small do you make this game for the player within yourself? Because like you're always getting different vehicles, you're always seeing different people. There's always different people that might mess up your storyline, that might change the whole thing. I'm like, is there a point in time where I could meet a sheriff or something, actually kill him, and that actually does affect me later down the line? Does it really go that deep? Yeah. And I have to find out. I literally have to find out. So I'm like, I'm super excited for the game.
Mad, bro.